100% Pyramid, man. You watching the Boat Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Charter blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Boat Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Boat Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bullets in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
Woo, playoffs.
Yes.
Playoffs,
baby.
That's not a playoff, it's playoffs. We're
Playoffs. Yes, let's talk about the playoffs, baby. Let's
playoffs,
go.
baby. We here. Let's go.
here.
It is time.
I love it, guys. Chargers just destroy the Patriots 40-7, guys, and lock in a playoff spot. Pull it down, boys. Pull it down. Let's go. Gotta love it, guys. But once again, that possession game, 40 minutes and 26 seconds compared to 18 minutes and 34 seconds. I mean, straight up manhandled this game.
Yeah, and again, it was just dominant on both sides of the ball. So we did clinch up playoff berth. Man, it would be so fitting to see that the Bengals beat
the Denver Broncos.
The Broncos, and then they get them out. It'd just be amazing. But, guys, look, let's just say this. Offensively, we played the way we wanted to play all season. We looked good. I think offensively we looked better than I expected because we did some interesting things, right? A little more, motion, a little more interesting kind of wiggles. I mean, I was impressed with the play calling. I do wonder though if Jim Harbaugh has gotten involved in the play calling a little more, or Mark Trestman's gotten involved in the play calling. I'm very curious to know. That's probably something in-house is not going to really be discussed at all, but it does seem like it's worked out pretty well. But the time possession is absolutely incredible. And defense is solid, rock solid as always. So it's super exciting.
428 total yards by the Chargers, too.
That's crazy.
I mean, ridiculous, guys. And compared to 181 yards. I mean, that is an absolute dominance all around. Rushing yards, 147 yards. Crazy. Thank you for coming back, JK Dobbins, and being healthy and having a phenomenal game, too.
Yep.
I mean, when you have him in the game, it's a completely different game for him. I mean, go back to that Ravens game that we were at, too. JK Dobbins going out in that game kind of shifted that game for us. Cam Hart going out of that game kind of shifted that game, too.
Right.
So, I mean, when you got your players out there, you go out there and play games like this and just absolutely manhandle a team that you should go out there and handle.
Yeah, we handle
it, man.
Constellation Pegasus, man, with a $20 baby. What's going on here? What's up?
Man,
Alrighty,
once
buddy.
again, man. Thank you so much again, man. What is it? Is it me? Or am I the only one who still finds it hard to believe Harbaugh is really our head coach? 100%,
Dude, it's weird. Yeah.
How many times have we had head coaches that are first-time head coaches?
Just noobs.
Just hope for the best. And finally having Spanos spend some money on coaching and spending the money where it matters, really. This is a perfect example of a team that has some talent, but there's lacking talent, but still finding ways to win. Why is that? Because coaching.
Yep.
Coaching.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I mean, it's almost like hiring the Bolt Bros to be the head coach. It'd be fun. We'd have a great time. I would like those bags.
Yeah.
But I ain't no Jim Harbaugh. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah.
I mean, I do have limitations. You know what I mean? I do have limitations.
Yep.
Oh, man. But once again, man, thank you for the super chat once again.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Really appreciate it, my man. And, once again, dominance, 5.6 yards per play versus 3.8. 2 red zone TDs. We had a run there where it was 7 straight scores for us, too.
Yeah.
On top of that, 4 red zone attempts, 2 third down percentage, just killing it, man. Like, they went 2 for 10 on third down.
2 for 10. Wow.
And 0 for 3 on 4th.
0 for 3 on 4th. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it's crazy. 6 penalties versus 7, whatever. I think probably early on, we probably should have had a penalty on a late hit, too. That put Drake May out of the game for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, guys, killing it, guys.
Yeah, and we got to give Roman his flowers. He did a good job,
100%. Roman deserves his flowers for this one.
He does. Yeah, and again, yes, and Ladd did break Allen's record.
He did.
Yeah,
both yards and catches.
And receptions, So that's big. And again, guys, it just goes to show you, this team's just going to get better and better with the amount of money we have available for next year. Oof.
So he
We need good veterans. Some good
94
veterans.
yards, 94 yards this game. He came in with 960. So who can math that real quick? You know,
It's 1,060 something or other. Here, I'll pull it up.
1,054. 154. 1054, I think.
Yep, he beat Allen's record by 14 yards.
Wow.
And we got another game.
And we still have another game. So
But
then again,
even to say that, he only played in 14 games.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was the 16th game, essentially. So you can't even say that, we got one more game on it. Well, hey, no, he only played 14 games, and this was the 16th week. So yeah, man, this is awesome.
Gotta love it, man. Yeah. So Keenan Allen actually had 1,046 yards in his rookie
46,
years.
okay.
1,046.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Oh, there's Sean Payton. Nobody cares about him, dude.
Yeah.
someone, Nancy Kerrigan, him, dude. Just right in the kneecap, chin.
That's right. Yep.
No, but great offensively and defensively, we destroyed him. Let's look at the defense real quick. I'm kind of curious.
Defense. Chargers.
How we did on that?
There we
There
go.
There you go. Defense right here. Yeah.
So sacks wise, turnover for TFL, Christian Fulton had 1. 5. Yeah, I mean, he had the most sacks tackles in the game too. So that's killer.
He did well.
Did really, really well. Colson was out there quite a bit more often than I saw, but I mean, we were down a linebacker. Denzel Perryman did not play this game.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well, but Thule got a sack too. Gotta love that.
It just seems
Sack
like everyone's
and 2
contributing.
tackles for a loss, which, hey, man, don't be sleeping on those tackles for a loss. Yeah.
Dude, TT, bro.
DJ,
Thule,
DJ,
DJ had a game.
Two. Yeah, he did. He had 2 sacks and 2 tackles for a loss. Man, dude, yeah, he was
and a
balling
turnover
out.
too. He got a fumble recovery also too.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. Didn't Bud Dupree? No, Bosa. I think no, he didn't get a sack, did he?
Mac did.
Mac did get a sack.
Mac had a sack and tackle loss.
Gotta love it, dude. I mean, defense did their job. I mean, obviously, 7 points. Giving up only 7 points is massive.
And that 7 points was a fluke too.
It was an absolute fluke. Absolute fluke.
Should have been an interception.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Khalil Mack even had a pass defended too, man. The freaking edge rusher got a pass defend. Dang, dude. That's so. Who's getting the game ball today, man? Who's getting the game balls? Yeah,
everybody.
I mean, yeah. The whole. Yeah, this
Derwin
was definitely
James,
a team win.
Absolutely. Derwin James absolutely gets a game ball. I mean, he played out of his mind in this game.
Wow, Deion Henley got shut down.
Yeah, he didn't even have 1 tackle.
Yeah, which is shocking.
Yeah, it's really weird. Dang, that's
because he was getting 10 tackles a game.
Yeah, he was. He really was. Cam Hart, he had a pass defense, but nothing else though. So, dang, that's kind of wild to see that. So.
Yeah, Miguel says everyone's getting a game ball. I mean, I'll tell you right now, this is what team win.
Hey,
I mean, this was team dominance.
Absolutely.
Dominance.
Absolutely.
Right.
Donkey punches.
And by the way, Anthony, playoff scenarios at this point is Bengals basically beat the Steelers next week. We win next week. We will be the 5th seed. That's pretty much it. So that's the scenario at this point. We're sitting at the 6th seed right now. Basically, Steelers lose next week to the Bengals. We win against the Raiders next week. We will be the 5th seed. We will be playing against the Houston Texans. Simple as that. Crazy to think about this. What if a scenario happens where we beat the Texans, say we play against, let's say, the Chiefs or something, say the Bills lose and the Ravens lose somewhere or another, we could potentially have a playoff game at home, AFC Championship game.
That's so crazy.
That would be crazy to think about. I mean, that would be wild. That would be insane. But once again, that's a scenario. Exactly. Playoff scenarios, nobody wants to play us. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a great playoff scenario.
No.
Yeah.
Not more playing like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ladd played out of his mind. Once again, we have basically shown that we've got a second round guy that is absolutely playing out of his mind. And we have we got a wide receiver. What do we want from this whole last draft, right? We wanted to go get Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors, yeah. We wanted a receiver, a star receiver,
Star receiver. And guess what?
We got one.
We got one.
We got 100%. Yeah.
Second round. Fleeced the Patriots to get that one too, by the way.
Yeah.
And amazing to see what Ladd McConkey has done.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, so great.
2 broken records this game. That's for sure.
That's right. Yeah, it was for the Chargers specifically, on the receptions for the year and yards for the year. Yeah, that's crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah, for Justin Herbert.
Yeah. No, for Ladd.
Oh, yeah. But as I say, NFL passing record got broken by Justin Herbert, where he
that's right. Yeah, so where he beat Peyton Manning in 5 seasons.
20,619 yards. So he basically is in the first 5 years, Justin Herbert is there. So great to see, man. But once again, slides up here, man. Look at the track record of Jim Harbaugh. Stanford with Jim Harbaugh, great. Stanford since then, not great.
That's
Niners
awesome.
before Jim, not great. Niners with Jim, great. I mean, Michigan before Jim, not great. Michigan with Jim, great. Michigan since then, not great. Like Chargers before Jim, not great. Chargers with Jim, playoffs, elite. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. Like this guy, I think really gets players just wanting to play for him.
Yep.
And I think if you go back to his introduction press conference, he even talked about, I want to be better for my players. Yep. That's a huge statement for players. And that goes beyond these players that, hey, look, I got to step on my game for him. I remember a couple days before I should say Jim Harbaugh got hired for the Chargers, Thule bumped into a fan, and this fan did a whole post about it. And he's like, look, we're getting Jim Harbaugh. Like, it's going to happen. Like, 100% it's going to happen. Yeah. And you know what? Look, these players were ready. And even I think the end of last season, every player was like, we need Jim Harbaugh. And so
because he's a winner too.
He's a winner.
Right.
You know, and this team needed a cultural shift.
Big time.
And that's to what your point, to what Sam is really saying here. He does a good job of making the culture better. Yep. He improves it from top to bottom, nuts to butts.
Coconuts.
nuts, no butts, no coconuts.
No,
but
nuts, no butts, coconuts. That's right.
Happen. You know, that's when it happened. The funny thing is, too, I will say this too. He always does a good job, because we're talking about how he changed the culture of the team. And what did he say though? He goes, the culture was always here.
Yep.
He never takes credit for himself. He always talks about his players, and he never takes credit, right? And think about the difference we've had with past coaches. They would blame their players for things. Oh, he did this, he did that, and they didn't play well. I had a good. I'm just saying that he comes in and changes the way players think about how to play the game and motivates them. You want the best out of somebody. You know, what's the best form of leadership? Show them the right way of going first by going first. Show them leadership. Show them that, you know, that you can be better than what you think you are. And that's a big part of it.
Yep. And in past regimes, I always felt like it was like, well, hey, offensive coordinator has his game plan. I'm not going to mess with him. The defensive coordinator had his game plan. I'm not going to mess with him. Like, it was more like he didn't get involved enough, or I felt like they were just hands off a lot of the times, and they wanted the talent to do basically the work, not the coaches making better decisions, essentially.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, once again, it's about leadership's about empowering your employees, and I feel like Jim Harbaugh does a fantastic job of empowering his players.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. Plus one's got a good question here. How concerned are you about safety depth of Molden going out today? Molden's big, man.
He's big,
and he's probably not coming back, I wouldn't assume. But
that's a tough one.
We are supposed to be getting a Lohi back here pretty soon. So, you know, and Jefferson
another spammer.
Oh, yeah. We got to get rid of that.
I got him. Yep.
Yeah, but bottom line, look, nobody wants to see injuries. So, you know, we'll have to see what happens with him.
I mean, Jefferson's playing fine. I mean, if we get a Lohi back, I think we'd be fine. I mean, Eddie Jackson has been a safety for years in the league. And so, I mean, he might, he's a Pro Bowler. He was a guy with the Bears for years and years and years. I mean, he might have lost maybe a little bit of a step because he's getting up there in age, but at the same side, you know, scheme matters, position matters, defensive coordinator matters, coaching matters. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. White Bull Deadpool is concerned if Perriman's going to come back, and he's going to come back for sure for the playoffs. You know, so like round one. I think he's pretty much going to be resting. You know, like he probably doesn't want to play against the Raiders, his old, you know, the team that he was just came from. You know, like just out of a respect, I guess, or like fear, I suppose, to the Raiders fans. I suppose.
I think it'll be fine. Well, and the thing is, though, if we get to the 5th slot,
Yeah.
we'd be playing against the Houston Texans, which was his old squad last
Oh,
year.
that'd be funny too. That'd be funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to play the Texans if possible. I think that would be
same.
that would be my my want. But yeah, this is great here. Endable draft trade. This is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, when you sit back and look at this, you just go, dude. Oh, here we go. Let's get the crayon.
Oh,
Oh,
Andrew's got the crayon now.
Andy's got the crayon.
We got to change the colors though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you can't
see
see
it
it now.
now.
You can't see it right there. All right, let's go back to red. No, but bottom line, guys, man, look, Tarheeb still. This guy's been incredible.
Yep.
Oh.
Dude, one of the best rookie defensive players in the league right now is Tarheeb still, and one of the top cornerbacks in the league, to be honest.
Look at this.
Hit him with a crown. Hit him
There
with a
you go.
crown.
Nice.
Look at that. 77 catches.
Hey,
a little
little
messed
ends
up
right here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
So 77 catches, 1,054 yards. He's at what I think he's got
And
8
these guys are
touchdowns, I believe.
busters, dude. Yeah.
So I mean, bottom line, guys, we got gold. And the big thing,
Yeah.
and I remember doing a video
Yeah.
before this year and kind of going over the Ravens, draft plans and what they've done with back end like draft picks. I'm not saying a second round's a back end draft pick, but a Tarheeb still guy that was a pick 137 and finding guys that become Pro Bowlers.
Yep.
And we have not been able to do that under Telesco.
Mhm.
It was only like 3 players that he had past first round that went to Pro Bowl. Ironically, one was Denzel Perryman, Allen, and then there was one other one too that happened. But either which way, we're finding guys late and we're making players play out of their mind.
Right.
And you could even throw Cam Hart on that too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great.
Cam's been great, and clearly we're doing a good job of even picking up people on the waiver wire,
Yep.
which is huge. Which you cannot underestimate. When we that's why we do videos on that, right?
Yep.
When you're picking up people from the waiver wire, a lot of these guys have actually stepped in and played. Fisk has been good.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, we just go down the list, and there's just a lot of players like that. Everyone's talking about Asante Samuel. Looks like he wants a big contract.
Sure.
Probably not going to get it, so we'll see what happens with that. But
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. I think if I was Ortiz, I would probably offer him half of what he wants. Be like, look, man, we got Cam Hart, we got Tarheeb Steele,
Yeah.
and they're doing amazing. And
Well, you got to remember too. Bottom line, if he walks, it's potentially a comp pick for the
Yep.
Chargers
Right.
anyway. So
True, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that could be a high level comp pick,
Yep.
especially based upon whatever contract that he signs. If he signs a big
Yeah.
fat contract, that's a very high level pick for us.
yeah.
So, and once again, Ortiz talks about it a lot. He
Yep.
loves comp picks. So more shots and more swings at the draft, more talent to the team,
more bites of the apple.
more bite to the apple, baby.
No, but I mean, look at the rookie receiving yards, catches, yards today, up to 77 catches, over 1,000 yards this year. That's incredible.
You gotta love
Again,
it.
I did not think he'd be that good. I did not think. But I also
Yeah.
thought DJ Chark was going to be good. I thought Palmer was going to have a step up season. So it's been interesting how this has played out.
Yep. And he's up to 7 touchdowns on top of that. So
7 touchies.
once again, he is outplaying Marvin Harrison Jr., which was the first pick. He is outplaying Malik Neighbors too. I mean, he's 7 touchies.
That's awesome.
He's outplaying those guys that are higher level picks.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, I mean, you go back to the draft again, guys. Would have been better if you go with the Malik Neighbors pick, or would you have gone more with the Joe Alt and the Ladd McConkey? You possibly have an all-pro tackle now with Joe Alt. And then you got basically a guy, Ladd McConkey, who is going to at least have talks about being rookie of the year offensively and probably will go to the Pro Bowl, in my opinion. I mean, personally, I don't care about the Pro Bowl. I want to get to a Super Bowl and win one. Like,
That's right.
I'd much rather
That's
you play
right.
there. But we got a wide receiver 1 in the second round. And that draft right now, right out the gates for Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh is phenomenal. I mean, he has knocked it out of the park.
Incredible. Yeah, and again, next year we'll just add more. I think we have 6 draft picks right now.
I think 7.
I think we have like
It's
8. I think in 2025, right?
Yeah, let's check that out because I think we have. I mean, we got a lot of bites of the apple next year, so I'm excited.
That'd be good. That'd be great.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah,
8.
let's
It might be
see.
8.
It's quite a bit of them, man. I mean, geez Louise.
But again, let's just say Ladd has been incredible.
Jeez. So we got 5? Am I seeing this right? 5, 10, 11 picks. Am I seeing that right?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing 11 picks.
No, we don't have 11 picks. There's no way.
2025 pre-draft picks. Yeah, I think I'm seeing that right. Because I mean, we have a lot of comp picks that we're getting out of this one too. So
we end up getting quite a few.
We get doubles.
Somebody here says 8.
1, 2,
I think I'm pretty sure we have 8.
6,
Yeah, I think
because-
it's 8.
9. I'm
Because
seeing
we
9.
gave away because we traded I think 3 of our picks it was going to be 11, but 3 of them got scratched off because we made some picks and trades in the off season.
Yes.
Yeah, I see 9 right now.
Yeah.
So 9 picks. So hey, that's a lot of ability to get talent. Now, once again, I do think that there is a lot more opportunity to go out there and get a traded wide receiver to this team. If they really want to go with another like elite guy, which I wouldn't be mad at. I mean, just to be able to get more talent to Justin Herbert, the better. I do think also tight end is going to be a big focus too for the offseason. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about that because we got season in front of us still. We got playoffs in front of us, guys. And we got a guy named Ladd McConkey, Ladd McConkey. He's an absolute stud. And we got a guy that we got in the second round that has been absolutely lightning in a bottle for us, a guy that's been an absolute stud for us. So great to be able to have Ladd McConkey on this team.
He's been insane. And bottom line, I think he's been everything we thought he would be and more, if not. I mean, clearly we wanted him, and we knew that he was, if we didn't move up to the Patriots spot, we were not going to get him. Patriots might have taken him.
Yep.
So
totally. But I love Anthony's dream playoff wish. Jim Harbaugh beats his brother, beating the Ravens, going to the AFC Championship versus the Chiefs, and beat them also.
Ooh.
I mean, guys, that would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
That would be absolutely incredible.
Finally get over that hump,
Oh,
shoot, that'd be crazy.
The worm is officially turned.
Yeah, because you got to believe that there is kind of that itch, for him, that he's like, I want to beat my brother. It's just like I got to beat him. That's the goal. Yeah.
Yep. Big time, man. And so really, really cool, man. And love to see it, man. And this talent working out for this team and the potential to this team. And Darius Davis, once again, that's a draft pick from last year. Tom Telesco did have a pretty good draft. I think it was just a lack of a lack of basically a lack of coaching. Darius Davis, we've talked about it a lot. He should get more involved with the offense, and he really did get very, very involved with the offense. Being kind of a gadget guy, being a guy that could go downfield and use his speed, and that catch that he made to start out this game was phenomenal. A great catch. So amazing to see. Who broke his leg? Molden?
Molden.
Oh, yikes.
Broke his leg? Oh, gosh.
Is that verified, Miguel? Because if so, that's horrible.
That's not cool.
That would just be devastating.
I'm going to say he took it like a champ. He didn't seem like he had much of an issue with it. He kind of just seemed
those guys play through pain, man. I mean, bottom line, they're all hurt.
Suffered a broken fibula. It says broken fibula during the game.
Yep.
A broken fibula.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez,
isn't that one of the hardest bones in your body to break?
I think so.
Is it? No, I don't think so.
That's this bone right here.
Yeah.
That's it's your upper leg, essentially. That's a very, very hard one to break.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the shins. Basically the fibula is the shin one, the front down. It's not the thigh bone, whatever.
Thigh bone goes to the
it's the calf bone, basically.
Wow.
That's crazy. And by the way, Jim Harbaugh makes a $1 million bonus for making the playoffs too.
Oh, that's what's up, baby.
So he got paid.
Good job. That's
again, he just wants another bite at the apple. It's all he cares about.
That's all it is.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
But I will say this, going back to Darius Davis real quick, Darius Davis, I'm excited that he's actually gotten involved in the passing game this week.
Yep.
Even the week before, right?
There it is.
Miguel got it. Weird that they were femur is the heart. That's right. Femur is.
Yeah.
But Darius Davis, we've said this over and over again. The guy got all the speed in the world, right? But I think the reason why he hasn't been out there a whole lot is degree of separation. I think he gets a little physical at the line, so they're probably trying to work with him on that a little bit.
Right.
So at least that would be my take. Again, I'm sure Harbaugh's never going to come out and say, "Well, he's not out here because of this."
Yeah.
if there were a reason, I would say that's probably it.
Yep, absolutely. Great to see, man. Great to see. I'm just excited about some playoff football for the Chargers, and we got some good things ahead of us.
I will say this, maybe next year, and again, I don't want to talk about the draft now. It's a little premature. Everyone's talking about Tyreek. I think we need an X receiver. We need a big body that can go vertical. And we were hoping that would be Quinton, but I think Quinton's more of a slot guy.
Yeah,
or more of a gadget type guy, right? And I like him for that more than being the X. So I would like us to get somebody like that, whether it's in free agency or in the draft.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah.
But Herbert straight up balled out, dude.
Oh, he had a game, man.
What was his rating today? It was like 116.4.
I mean, crazy. 3 touchdowns, 2 on top of that. I mean, he just played out of his mind. And it's funny how, like, even in the game, they were like, why do they keep throwing the ball so much? And why don't they pace the game out a little bit more or anything like that? It's like, nope. I mean, you got a weapon like Justin Herbert. You throw the dang ball. I mean, it's awesome to watch. But you got to say that he looks healthy. I don't think we had really any talk about his ankle at all in this game.
No.
And so I think he looked fine. And I mean, he almost had a 4th touchdown, and it would have been his 3rd to Ladd McConkey, I believe. I mean, 281 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 26 of 38. Even had a couple rushes, 3 for 12 yards. I mean, just an absolute phenomenal game for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, but
dang near perfect game, man. Yeah.
It will be interesting though to see. I mean, I think we dominated so bad. You know, whether Gerard Mayo keeps his job. I'm assuming he will first season, but boy, he's on thin ice.
Yeah,
thin ice.
Oh yeah, for real.
So we'll have to see how that plays out for sure. But Herbert, amazing game. I mean, just check this out. Here we go.
I mean, that's some crazy stats right there. Under pressure, 4 for 7, 34 yards. No pressure, 21 of 29, 243 touchdowns. And
dude,
I mean, they dominated. I mean, it's like, oh, you're not going to give me pressure. Okay, I'm going to kill you. And there's been times where he's actually done really good under pressure. Yeah. He's done really good even under pressure and still finds ways to kill teams. So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting to see this, guys. But again, we've talked quite a bit about, Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. We have arguably some of the best tackles in the league. A lot of the pressure is coming directly up the middle, right?
Yep.
And it's just, it's not really a knock against our center Bozeman and our 2 guards, but we got 2 Pro Bowl tackles.
Yeah.
So let's not go the edges wise, right? I mean, you're not going to get to them.
Yep.
So they're just going to heavily pressure up the middle, dude. So
it's crazy. They said first game this season with 3 touchdowns under no pressure,
which is amazing.
Which is crazy to think about because it's like, oh, okay, he hasn't been able to throw 3 touchdowns. I mean, 3 touchdowns is not an easy thing for any quarterback to do. But I mean, once again, shout out to the O-line. They did their job.
And they rotate a lot of players too.
Yep.
Pipkins was out. Jamari was in. Also, Mustafa was in at right guard as well too.
Yep.
I wonder if the PFF rankings already out too for that because
you probably see it on X. I'm sure there's some.
Someone probably posted it somewhere yet. But I bet you. I wanted to see what Salyer's score was because I don't really think Pipkins is going to be here with the team next year.
No, he's gone for sure.
Yeah, he only stayed with this team because it was $8 million and they cut him. They wouldn't have gained anything, so it was just kind of like
it was guaranteed money.
Yeah, it was guaranteed money. So
they probably would have cut him if we could have not had guaranteed money.
Yep.
I mean, 100%. You're paying the guy, you may as well keep him. Yeah, no pressures is wild. I mean, I didn't think. I mean, guys, they had 0 and they blitzed a lot.
Right.
So, I'll just say this, guys: if the Chargers play this way, I think they could beat any team in the NFL.
Yep, 100%. And this is the whole stat. Justin Herbert's thrown for 3 touchdowns so far today. First game of the season, 3+ passing touchdowns, and the 26th game of his career. He has never finished the season with less than 3 games where he threw 3+ touchdowns. I mean, we could talk about Justin Herbert on so many levels. I mean, even to say him getting over 20,000 plus yards, I think it's 20,600 some odd yards in his first 5 seasons. This guy is an absolute baller. And Justin Herbert's an absolute stud, and we got to appreciate who we got right now.
Yeah, and I think this is partially also Greg Roman doing a better job of calling plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think there was something that they were tweaking. I don't know what they were doing with the offense, but man, they were just not. I don't know what the word is. I know it's predictable, but secondarily, they just weren't executing correctly. But
No.
man, these past couple games, they've looked amazing.
Really good.
So whatever they've done, it's completely changed the offense.
I mean, it's got to go back to that comment too, though. Is that the Patriots really had nothing to play for.
Yeah.
And yes, I understand. Like, they don't want to lose, and they don't care about the draft because the reality is some of those players this is probably their last year. And they don't know it yet, or some of them probably do know it. And so I feel like the Patriots, they just didn't have their heart in the game. Because morally, they've been beaten like to a pulp for the last all year, and so like they're just going through the motions at this point. So maybe
they're booking their tickets to Cabo right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're already planning their vacations as soon as the final game happens. Like that last week.
Yeah, their meat has already been tenderized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was already nice and raw and tender just before we got there, So yeah,
Right.
It's like
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
That meat's been tenderized.
Meat has been tenderized, man.
Man,
but once again, this is where players are. Coaches, mind you, if your coaching staff does come back next season, this is where the coaching staff is finding out who's going to be those guys next year here. Because if they're not putting in the effort now, what makes you think they're going to put the effort next year?
Exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, you better still go out there and play your game and find those guys that are going to be those potential players for the team next year. So,
yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And I was going to give a shout out to the O-line. No sacks.
Dude. Yes.
Give it up. No
Zero
sacks.
sacks.
Gotta love that. Butt and gut right here.
Nothing
Yeah,
but
baby.
butt and gut, baby.
Dude,
That's
no
right.
doubt.
I'm gonna make a hamburger right here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, it's got to be Popeyes.
Yeah, this is gonna be real hard, man.
What is going on?
I saw when they left the facility, they were walking out with Popeyes again. So it's got to be some chicken.
He's got to be some chicken there. Yeah.
Put a whole chicken up there, man.
What's going on? My mouse. I think my battery.
You're losing it, man.
Oh, jeez.
That's
Yeah,
it. Whatever, bro.
Whatever,
That's
bro.
close enough, I guess. That's more like bun.
That's a big patty.
It's a big.
Maybe make let's see, some meatloaf or something. Let's see what you think.
Who cares? Anyways, I'm gonna say O-line did really good. O-line did really good. No sacks given up today. I was also gonna throw out a story about Jamari Salyer. I have one of his practice jerseys from last season.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And I was at training camp, and I was really trying to get Jamari to basically sign it. And it took, I think, the third day to finally get him to sign it. And he was like, "Oh man, give me that jersey!" And I had to like throw it at him, and then he ended up signing it. So I have it at the house. So I'm glad to see Jamari out there doing his thing and getting some play time. Even in the camp this year, he did get injured for a while. There was kind of something going on there. I'm glad to see him out there and getting out on the field and making some plays. So shout out to the O-line doing their job today. Great to see. No sacks given up. I mean, pressures, I think they said zero. Somebody said
pressures,
there, which is ridiculous. So you got to think PFF score is going to be very high on the O-line for sure.
Yeah, there's supposed to be meatloaf right here, guys.
Looks like a mailbox.
It does look like a mailbox. I was going to say, I was going to ask you guys, what do you think it looks like? Here you go. There we go.
No, it ain't working.
The mailbox doesn't really play, but
it ain't working. Yeah.
100%.
Well, the Bengals game just started over there too, so it looks like
it did.
Yeah. So
So JK. Gotta love seeing him back, man.
Woo,
I mean, the guy basically balled out. And I mean, once again, 147 total yards rushed as a team. JK had 19 carries, much more carries than we thought.
Way more.
76 yards, 1 touchdown. He did also have, I believe, a couple catches or 1 catch for 7 yards. But Haskins did well. He looked good. Kamani did his job too. I mean, Herbert got an extra couple yards and everything too. A couple critical runs. You got to love having JK out there, and it's great to have him back. And I mean, once again, we might have the Thunder come back too with Gus Edwards. Maybe his ankle will be a little bit better for next week too, or at least into the playoffs too. So
yeah, I would say just let him rest until playoffs. I'd say at this point, there's no need to risk further injury. This is obviously it's a we could lose this last game, but I don't think we'd want to. That would just be it's not a good way to go into the
Especially
game.
the Ray turds. You don't want to lose
especially to the Ray turds, because they love just to rub that in our faces, So it's
always.
no. Let's
Well,
flip
and the thing is,
let's
though,
flip the
too-
script on them and drop 60 on them too, though. You know, how about that? Yeah.
So next week, obviously the big game is the Bengals-Steelers game, and that is still TBD. Same thing for the Raiders game too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it would be interesting if you go into it, say you would assume it's an East Coast game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be dependent on what happens with this Broncos-Bengals game.
Yep.
But what if they put it as a Sunday night game? Because it's kind of a game that means something to both of those teams.
Well, in the whole playoffs.
In the whole playoffs in general. So that could be a big, big game. I mean, it would be kind of nice to go into that Raiders game knowing that, hey, if we win, we could be 5th seed kind of thing. But we might have a thing where it's going to end up being like a Sunday night football game.
Sure.
So we'll see. That'll be determined here shortly this week, I'm sure. Probably specifically after the Broncos-Bengals game too.
Yeah, whatever happens with this game, it'll be really interesting. But again, it's good to see JK out there again. I mean, our offense is very different when he's out there.
Yep.
I think they respect the run more. They, the play action passes open up a little more as well too. So you could make an argument that when he's out there, just our offense can be run more effectively.
Well, and there's a couple runs. One run that he kind of like bumped off the player, and then he still kind of found a way to get some yards. He's an extra effort kind of guy that keeps his legs churning. I always felt like Gus Edwards. It's like, hey, I'm going to go one way, and I'm not going to try to do much more. He's an extra effort kind of lightning type player for us. So I love seeing him out there, and I'm glad that he's back for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100%.
And Joey's asking though, what happens if the Broncos win though? I think that puts it out of reach for the Bengals. I think, right?
100%. Yeah. Basically, Broncos, if their destiny right now is if they win, they're in, and that's it. So the thing is, though, the last game of the season for the Steelers, for the Broncos, regardless, they're going to be playing their starters. Because if they lose to the Bengals and we win, we're the 5th, they're the 6th at that point.
Yeah.
So, and actually, they might even drop to the 7th. I'm not sure how that breaks down with the Broncos. So basically, the Broncos win, they're in. And that locks out completely the Colts, the Dolphins, and the Bengals from getting to the playoffs.
Yeah, then I think at that point, it wouldn't matter. We wouldn't even need to play.
We would need to play if the Steelers end up losing.
If the Steelers lose, yes.
And
got
regardless, I think we're going to play. I think the thing is, though, going back to Harbaugh's comments, he talked a lot about how basically, we got 10 games will probably get you in the playoffs, but 11 games will guarantee it for you. And I think his mentality is still he wants to go get 11 wins his first season. So,
why not? That'd be dope.
Yep.
Well, it puts the NFL on notice, right?
Yep. 100%.
Harbaugh's back in town, and
we're here, baby.
We're here.
We're here.
It'll be big.
And Derwin James played a game. I mean, he played a game. He played out of his mind this game. Sacks, fumbles, just absolute pressure all around. I mean, he just played an absolute game. Vintage Derwin James.
It looks like, and by the way, it does look like the Bengals are the favorites by 3 points. So
that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bengals could put up points. We know that. We know that for a fact.
Their defense isn't very good.
Defense is not good.
Which is a little weird because Lou Anarumo is a very good defensive coordinator. They've had really good defenses in the past, but for some reason this year they've just struggled. I mean,
Trey Hendrickson's the only pressure guy.
Only pressure guy. I think he has 12 sacks or something like that.
Yeah.
Only dude.
It's crazy.
And everyone else sucks. And it's just like, wow, it's just crazy.
It's crazy.
So but Derwin James, people were doubting him, dude. And he is a freak of nature. So I mean, I don't know.
You gotta love watching him, man. I mean, when he's out there, this defense operates differently.
Yes.
And the one thing I'm liking to see, is him being better with tackling, because he kept getting all his penalties on him and everything too. And I think he's getting better at tackling and not making stupid penalties and getting fined and all those things. And the suspension with that Chiefs game earlier in the year, I think he's understanding a little bit more on how to basically play the game a little more cleanly. So, and even in the offseason, he did like classes and all these different things to try to show the NFL that he's not trying to hurt people. He's actually trying to do the right thing. And so it's great to see. Great to see.
Yeah, I just want to see what happens with Cam Hart.
I would like to see what those classes like. It's like some ethics class. It's like how to not hurt people. It's like,
How to not hurt.
So what you're saying is I should not punch them in the face. Like,
You
you
tackle
know?
them gently.
Yeah. Wait, you're saying I should tackle them mentally, but not physically. It's like,
Yeah. I get it.
I
Okay.
get it. Okay. So yeah. That's kind of
Interesting.
funny.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. But glad to see what happens here with him. But I am glad to see him back in the playoffs too. I guarantee he's got a bitter taste in his mouth.
Oh my gosh,
still from that Jaguars game.
Yeah, he was.
Don't even bring that game that up. You know, don't
that
even
was BS. That was
don't
BS.
even speak that. Yeah, that booty stank.
Booty stank, dude.
He should have been fired like after that game. He should have not been allowed back on the plane
immediately. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Bosa. I mean, the defense was putting on pressure and everything too. I mean, they were doing great all around. I mean, what do we end up getting as sacks? I think we have 5? We had 4 sacks.
4 sacks.
So I mean, we weren't after it. Bosa played fine too. Mac did great. I mean, Tooley did great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just fun to watch this defense do their thing. And then once again, one thing I said, this is a game that I think we could keep the team under 10 points, and we did. We totally did.
And that 7 points was like a fluke.
Yeah, it was a fluke 7 points.
It was literally just they made a mental mistake. Okay, they just didn't want to embarrass them too bad here in their own home, I guess.
We embarrassed them over there.
We definitely embarrassed it. But if they gave them a goose egg, then 40-0,
yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, so the Broncos just kicked a field goal.
Yep.
I did see that. Yep.
So again, both Mac.
First blood.
No, is that
I think it's Tierra or Puna.
It
might be Puna.
Yeah, it's one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah,
but Troy Dye played well. I mean, the defense was playing great, man. I mean, there's a lot of good players on this team, a lot of depth. That's a good thing on both sides of the ball, which is good. So
100%.
It's exciting to see. And a lot, I would say, even offensively, a lot of people are getting involved in the offense as well too. So the ball's getting distributed a lot, which I think is a good thing. But it's nice seeing rotations on the defensive side of the ball as well too.
That's the last slide.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So,
but great stuff, man. And it's great to be able to see this game happen and the way it happened. I mean, go out there and make it happen. Once again, Jim Harbaugh talks about the pull it down type thing. We pulled it down, made it happen. And I'm sure that they're probably doing that in the locker room, celebrating, probably giving each other high fives, having a good time. So great to see the Chargers go out there and just absolutely dominate. I mean, once again, the worm has turned, and this seems like we're getting into a new era with this team.
100%.
So I love it.
Yeah, Puna 4 has been amazing. What a great pickup for us. And Tier Tart, guys, we picked him up on waivers, man. We got 2 people from the Dolphins that have been great. Of course, May was awesome. Only had 1 game with us, and then obviously out injured reserve at the moment. But he played great. He got that interception at one time, and man, it's just amazing, dude. So, I mean, I'm excited that our GM room can actually pick players that are going to be successful. And then our coaching staff can actually coach up these players to make them successful. Right. So it's amazing, guys. So some of my final thoughts, I would just say this is just a dominant win and absolutely incredible to see, this team just donkey punch them hoes, right? Tenderize that meat. You know what I mean?
Remember, this is Jim Harbaugh football.
That's right. That's right. Man. Physical, baby. Physical. Punching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Going to meet you down by the alley, Shoot. That's what I'm talking about, man.
7 points. Not good enough. Tough room. Wow.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, this could have been a shutout. It really could have been. So interesting to see what happens with draw Mayo at this point, right? I mean, that's an embarrassing loss in front of it's one thing to lose on the road. It's another thing to lose at home like that.
Right.
So I'm very curious to see how it plays out.
But just like we said, though, too, that's fantastic, though. I mean, because there's a lot of fans that grew up in this Patriots era, or with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Apparently I was corrected. It was 15 years straight of winning. Constantly in the playoffs, constantly Super Bowl. At least 50% chance they were making it in the Super Bowl. I think over 50 actually. I think because I think they went to technically 8 or something like that. So. It's just wild to see that the Patriots have how far they have fallen, but they're definitely in a rebuild situation. They got potentially a good quarterback, but and I don't want to minimize the fact that the Chargers played their hearts out today, whatever, but I do know that just the Patriots just their hearts weren't in it, And like whatever we did today, though, we just keep that energy going, for the next 4 games. And then we get that ring, baby. Like that's it,
Right.
That's it. That's all we want to see, man.
Right.
That's the type of football that I want to see. In fact, because if we can play that way against the Chiefs, we know we can win, because they haven't even scored over 30 points the entire season.
Yeah.
And so 40 points, forget about it. We can beat any team in the NFL if we keep doing that,
Well,
so,
the offensive changes have definitely improved these last 2
Big
weeks.
time.
As well, too.
Yeah.
Whatever they did,
whatever they did.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Harbaugh or somebody else stepped in
Yeah.
and was doing something, or maybe it was even Mark Trestman.
Yeah.
Maybe Mark Trestman became a little bit more involved in the actual play calling.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know, but because I will say this, Greg Roman was doing the same thing over and over again, constantly. And I felt like, they needed to switch things up a little bit, and whatever they've done, it's made such a big deal.
Big difference.
Yep.
Big difference.
Right.
You gotta love seeing it, man. And it's awesome to be able to see this team. And once again, we talked about it in the live stream for the game. Is look, we could be entering an era of a whole new Chargers type football. Like every team has their whole time that they are in the NFL and where they're dominant. And we're just started with a whole like Jim Harbaugh era. This could be the start of something big for this team. So I'm just excited. And once again, I'm excited that we got first year with Jim Harbaugh and go to the playoffs. And we feel like very confidently, and I think we all feel confidently that we're basically have a good shot to be able to get a game or win 1, win 2, possibly. I don't know. The track record with Jim Harbaugh is great. So it's exciting to be able to be a Charger fan right now.
Yep. Exactly, guys.
I only got one more question for you guys.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody!
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
That's right.
All righty, guys. Well, we're the Boat Bros. Thank you for joining. I know this is a very long stream for us as well, too. But
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you for spending the time with us. We really appreciate it. Almost 4 hours at this point, guys.
Yeah, almost a 4-hour stream here, guys.
Hey, let's just make it 4. Let's just talk for 8 more minutes. Let's give the fans what they want. They give the fans what they want. Just kidding.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. Well, we're the Boat Bros. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Boat
Bros. Let's
go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Boat Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night.